All right. Welcome back. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone here for 1 second. Why is it set up like this? That is not supposed to be as fucking stretched out, but hold on. Okay, there we go. And then chat's supposed to be over there. Let me just make sure. Chat box, we got it. We're good. We are here. We're live. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Hold on, let me make sure I can see chat now. Because I don't know if anybody's here yet. Come on, refresh. There we are. Well, I took a night off last night. I decided that my voice, I've been using my voice a lot for this stuff. I've been, hopping on here, doing these lives, doing the live streams on TikTok, the live streams here, doing a little bit of everything. Hold on, let me just make sure this is working. This looks all right. You still watching the Thursday game? I have it on in the background. I kind of got, I got to the point where I was just like, this game's pretty much over. The Cardinals looked overmatched. I gotta say, it's probably one of the first times in a while I've sat down and watched Kyler Murray and watched very intently to what he was doing and how he looked. And holy shit, he looked terrible tonight. From the most part, it just felt like things are so incoherent on that offense that I pretty much knew after the first half. I'm like, either Kyler Murray's been up all night playing video games like he always does, or I don't know. Still plenty of time though. Kyler's shit. He looked terrible, dude. Terrible. Not even I don't even have one single good thing to say about the way Kyler Murray has looked so far. They're driving right now. Here's the thing. They are driving, which is they're driving. So we're gonna hold back on that one real quick. Kyler is a garden gnome, dude. The funniest shit is when he's running around in the pocket, when he's running around and trying to make something happen, because it just looks like he doesn't belong out there. It looks like somebody whoopsie, sorry. It looks like somebody gave their son fucking pads and just said go out there. What did he say? Bro, your head is too big for Cap. Damn, bro. I've never heard that part. I've never heard somebody reverse it on me like that. Luke Perry, how are we? How the fuck are we? Luke Perry's here. I'm not really sure why the chat's not popping up yet. I'll try to refresh it again so we can get it to pop up on the stream. That's annoying. But, yeah, it's, calling Kyler Murray garden gnome is hilarious. He literally, it looks like somebody, they're chasing around their kid, dude. That's literally what it is. Nice hat. Thanks, Luke. Small brain for you not to fit in that hat. That's the thing. When you have a brain as big as mine, it's the only hat that'll fit. Why is your hat so big? Exactly what I just said. Chicken legs McGee. When you got as much brain power to hold in and you got to hold it together, you need to find the biggest possible hat you can find. Jets found another way to lose. They always do. It's the same fucking shit with them. Every fucking week. They invent new ways to lose, and I'm so sick and tired of it. But I'm still going to keep watching it. I say I'm sick and tired, but I'm sorry, bro. Just want to understand what's wrong with your head. If that's the wormhole you want to go down there, Beefify, you're going to end up somewhere you don't want to be if you want to know what's wrong with my head. Raiders versus Jets for the toilet bowl? Yeah, at this point. Small brain, I said, not big brain. No, I read it, but I'm correcting you. Oh, what a grab from Marvin. I have it on in the background. Hold on. And Kyler Murray gets sacked. Lil Bro wearing his dad's hat. Lil Bro is wearing his dad's hat. What? Alpha's stoked for his Seattle teams right now? I'm sure. I'm a little bit behind. Jesus. Finally got... Oh, yeah. Marvin Harrison finally got in the end zone. Good for them. Where are you from? What New York? I don't know. Was it not clear? Here we go. We're here. We're up. We're up and running. I'm worried this guy's going to try to find out where, I live and shit. That was odd. What are you going to do? I don't know why the chat's not popping up tonight. I'm a little bit pissed off about that. Or try to refresh it. Hey guys, let's all like and subscribe. Hey, Beify, thank you. You know what? I appreciate that. That would mean a lot to me. You know, because like I don't really get a lot of satisfaction in my life. So a like and sub from anybody is better than what I'm better than what I get. How was your day? It was pretty good, Luke. You know, I've been, you know, my sister was here. I had her over tonight. You know, I ran a little bit. I got taller. You want to hear something crazy? I am fucking 31 years old, and I hit a growth spurt. I am officially 6 feet 2 inches tall. I've been saying I'm 6'1". I walked out of my house today, and so here's what's funny. I walked out, and I have a little awning, right? Like, I have the awning over my porch. Bang, hit my head on it. I was like, whoa. And I looked down at the ground, and I'm like, I'm a little bit taller today. It's because you got Temu Wi-Fi. That's why chat's not showing up. I'm sure it's got something to do with my Wi-Fi and not to do with Streamlabs just fucking shitting the bed today. But, you know, so I got a tape measure, got it out. Had my sister hold it. She held it up there, and we are 6 feet 2 inches tall now, ladies and gentlemen. So, put that on the resume. It's a great day. You know, I'm sitting here. I know it sounds like I'm bragging, and I am. You know, this is kind of like one of the best things that could have happened to me. I look, you know, now that I'm 6'2", I'm that much closer to the NBA. We'll see what. Bro, just curious to know about your head. Are you medically fit? Is all okay? What do you mean, am I medically fit for what? I'm medically fit to tell you you're a fucking idiot. Thoughts on Zion on Ozempic? Is he? Didn't somebody get didn't Jose Alvarado get in trouble for using Ozempic in Major League Baseball? If he's actually on Ozempic, you know, it technically is a performance enhancing drug when you want to get into it, but I mean, I think Ozempic should be used a little more often. I think anytime you get something like that, like, I'm a believer of, like, I want all the athletes to use steroids and shit. Can I remove the cap? I can, but why would I? What is your hobbies? You know, watching sports, hanging out with the boys, you know, doing this, streaming. Honestly, streaming and talking to you guys has become one of my best hobbies. One of my favorite things to do. Hopping on here, seeing what kind of shit we can get, like BFI asking me to remove my cap. Got a little pre-workout. I'm gonna hit another workout tonight. You know, I've been buzzing a little bit. My sleep schedule's all fucked up. Like, my shoulder's been bad again. But you know, I hit a nice leg workout earlier. I'm gonna try to stretch out my shoulder a bit. Did you ever play hockey? I never played hockey. I played 2 games of deck hockey and stopped because I was way out of. I was just not on the level to be playing deck hockey with these people. It was I went in, played goalie, couldn't stop a fucking nosebleed. Speculations, Ion. Yeah, I mean, it would be a PED suspension. I'm pretty sure. What sports do you watch? Everything. I watch every single major sport: baseball, football, basketball, hockey. Just remove from me once, please. Nah, you gotta be here long enough to see what's going on under here. So deck hockey, Richard, is basically hockey without skates, hockey without like skating around. It's just it's hockey on 2 feet. Being a Saints and LSU fan is a parent that feeds you well and cares and beats the living shit out of you the next day. Listen, D-Town, you want to talk about being a fan of teams that beat the living shit out of you? I'm not going to sit here and sympathize with you. Every single team I've ever rooted for in my entire life beats the living shit out of me. So I am not sitting here, I'm going to say, oh man, sucks to be you. I wish I had teams like that. I wish I had teams like LSU and fucking the Saints. Even though the Saints are god-awful. Bro, which team you support in the NFL? The Jets, but my hat's on the other side of the room. My Jets hat is hanging up on the shelf right now, so I don't really feel like getting it. I may have to go back in the other room and start watching the football game again. How about them Detroit Tigers? They aren't contenders anymore. You want to talk about a team that fell off the planet? Like, that's the craziest fucking choke job I have ever seen. I don't think we are ever going to see a team choke like as much as the Detroit Tigers did. Like, it's genuinely insane to me that team, about even like a month, maybe 2 months ago, we were talking about the Detroit Tigers like they were Like they were World Series contenders, and they might not make the postseason now. Is Cam Scatterbo the next great running back? I think Cam Scatterbo is going to be really good, goated. I like Cam Scatterbo a lot. He catches the ball well out of the backfield. He makes defenders pay for trying to tackle him. I'm great. Hi, Fly. I'm back in the stream. Let's go. Will the Savage is back. Thank God. We can continue. Dodgers bullpen is stacked now for the playoffs. Yeah. Until they run into a fucking buzzsaw in my New York Mets, baby. All the best, dude. Have a great rest of your day. BFI. Always a pleasure. Stop by anytime. I'm just messing around with you. I like playing golf. Nice, Luke. I played golf a couple times. I've played probably half a dozen times in my life. I am bad at golf, and I'm one of those people. I'm very mentally weak when it comes to shit like that, and that's why golf is not a good game for me. Because if I'm not good at something right away, I'm going to be pissed about it, and I'm not going to want to play anymore. So that's the way this game is getting a little better. I just saw Jackson Smith just like had a massive catch, but we'll see. Maybe they hold him here. Low key might go to a Turning Point USA conference. I just said concert. Listen, Lil Bro, I think you were saying something in the video I made today about Turning Point USA. And I think if you're making your own decision, if you're old enough to go to something like that, if you want to go check it out, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's just everything about Turning Point USA scares the fuck out of me when I look at what it's doing, when I look at what it's pushing, and when I look at it as like, I've been really bored with 10th grade, that's a good thing. When it comes to like Turning Point, it's just like, it feels like such a fucking cult to me. And like, look, I think anybody can make their own decision. If you're part of Turning Point USA, then be that. Like, just like if you were a part of anything. Like, if you're a part of like, if you join like an Antifa movement because you're anti-fascist and you're not a fucking extremist, then whatever. Do whatever you want. But the problem is these groups, a group like Turning Point USA, like when they start mixing religion and politics together, that's when things get really weird and complicated. And that's what I don't like about it. And like also, like, why would you go to anything like that? Like, watch it on YouTube. Like, that's what I would say. Turning Point USA is trash. Listen, I whatever. If you want to join a group like that, if you think it's like, if it's something that you want to be a part of, whatever, like, I don't care. You honestly just have to be conservative to understand what it's about fully. No, you have to be a conservative that also pushes Christianity. It's not just about being a conservative. Turning Point USA pushes Christianity too. And that's where I kind of draw the line with something like that. You want to be you want to have like your political beliefs and stuff, that's fine. But when you start mixing the two together, when you start mixing politics and you start mixing it with, what do you call it? When you mix politics with religion, that's when things start getting complicated. That's what causes a lot of things. That's what makes, it's not a good thing to do. And it was always the issue I had with Charlie Kirk and his rhetoric on a lot of things, is I felt like his judgment was clouded a lot of the times because of his religion. Thoughts on guys not chasing women in 2025? Cord, I would say, you got to do a little bit of both. I would say just don't chase too hard. I think like there's a side of chasing and there's a side of, having respect for yourself. You got to find that middle ground. I don't think there's anything wrong with the chase. Wow, Jason Myers just missed the field goal. Uh-oh. Turning Point is Waco, Texas. I wouldn't go that far, Mike. I understand that Mike you're an extremist. Like, when I say people like extremists, like, you tend to fit that bill, but I wouldn't call it that yet. Waco, Texas was a very extreme, very, very extreme situation. And Mike, I don't mean extremist. Like, I meant more in terms of you're somebody that's like very far on one side. So I get that. But it seems like a cult. It feels like a cult every time I watch anything. Anytime I watch a Turning Point USA event, I feel like I'm watching a fucking cult at work. So if I don't care if you mix. Wait, my thing is the Founding Fathers are amendments and laws off of their religious beliefs mostly. BFI, what's up? Your thoughts on India as a country? I don't know. I don't really have thoughts on India, honestly. I don't. I don't think it's somewhere I'm ever going to visit. Mostly because, I don't see a reason for me. I don't really want to go to, like that part of the world by any means. Just because I really don't, I'm a guy who likes to go see sports. I'm a guy who likes to go to, sporting events. And I don't think India really gives me that fully. If there was an Olympics there, I think I would probably go. That would be something I'd want to do, but that is. Lobro wants to join the cult. Listen, I've said it has cult-like tendencies. That's true, Flay. You can't disagree. What? That the founding fathers based our amendments and laws off their religious beliefs mostly? I wouldn't say that. I don't think it was mostly the religious beliefs. I think, like, of course there were religious undertones, but that's what I mean. It's a cult. I see what you mean. Yeah, Mike. I didn't mean to, like, go at you like that. I meant more so, like, you know, Waco, Texas was an extreme situation. You know, like, Jamestown, an extreme situation. There's extreme fucking cults out there. I don't believe Turning Point USA is one of them. But every time I look at a rally, every time I look at something, like, you see all these people lined up to, like, you know, give their money and, you know, to a cause that has a ton of money. It is cult-like. It is. Jocelyn, what's up? It feels like a cult. If it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, probably a fucking duck. That's one of But no, listen. If you want to join it, if you're old enough to, like, make your own decision, one of my problems that I have with Turning Point USA and the whole thing was, like, this Oklahoma thing that went on with, like, the state superintendent saying that they're going to put a Turning Point USA chapter in every single high school, which is fucking crazy to me. You know, kids that age should not be exposed to something like that. They shouldn't be exposed to politics at all. Maybe, like, you know, the idea of it, the basic idea, but they shouldn't have anybody in their face telling them what to think and what to do. MAGA's a cult? Yeah, I mean, no, it's not a cult, low, bro. Wait, well, hold on. Connor, you think Turning Point USA is a cult? I think it, like, gives cult-like tendencies. I'm not saying it's a cult. I'm not sitting here telling you for sure it's a cult. I'm saying every time I look at it, every time I see them doing something, it feels like a cult. I don't listen, I don't know. But, like, it's something whenever you have, like, one higher power pushing in a narrative on a bunch of people like that, it starts to feel cult-like. And I think there's cults on both sides, by the way. I think there's a lot of extreme liberals that are also cult-like. Like, MAGA's a cult. Listen, a little bit. Like, it gives a cult-like idea. I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, you look at it, every time I look at a fucking rally, I'm like, whoa, Joe Waters, what's up, man? I'm sorry I missed your stream yesterday. I was actually, I was out and about doing some things. What I don't get is Trump announced that Tylenol we need to take religion out of schools. 100%. Religion should not be in schools. My school is starting a chapter and the liberals aren't happy. I don't think those chapters, I don't think Turning Point USA should be in schools at all. Nobody in high school, at that age should be exposed to something like that. The insane amounts of Tylenol while they're pregnant. Yeah, little bro, you know what, man? I got something to say about that. Because, like, you know, Tylenol came out a bunch of years ago and said they don't recommend you taking it while you're pregnant because they don't have any information on it. They didn't have any info. Never apologize for missing my silly life. Joe, I apologize because I'm depriving myself from entertainment. But anyway, with the whole Tylenol thing, it's actually crazy to me that there's real people out there who are pregnant going, oh, let me take a bunch of Tylenol because fuck Trump. You know, like, if there's any sort of caution whatsoever with your baby, you shouldn't be doing something like that. It makes no fucking sense. Isn't mega churches a cult too? 100%. Mike, mega churches are the worst thing. They're my least favorite thing in the entire country. Like, guys like fucking Joel Osteen are, like, my least favorite people. Like, I don't think I hate anybody in America more than that fucking guy, because they're people that have used people's religious beliefs. They've used people's, like, you know, vulnerability to create empires. Corpo, what are you talking about? You were saying how your vision got better too. Shit makes no sense. Wait, what? I didn't even see anything he said. But I think those people are the worst. Like Joel Osteen, fuck that guy. I think that guy is the worst. Like, you're taking advantage of people's religion to make money. Don't talk down on churches like that. I'm talking about mega churches, yo, chill. I'm not talking about, like, your local church, because I think those people do nothing but great things. I'm talking about the super pastors, like guys like Joel Osteen, who are taking advantage of people who are only doing it because they're making a fucking $1 billion that is untaxed. There's nothing wrong. Listen, there's nothing wrong with, like, your local church. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the mega churches that people like fucking Joel Osteen run. MAGA is 100% a cult. I mean, it gives cult-like tendencies, but listen, again, we talked about this last night. May I humbly request a wrench on this channel, or are you waiting a bit? I'm waiting a bit, Joe, because, like, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I reset my whole phone, and I think that had something to do with it. I'm not sure, because it also says, like, in my what do you call it? It also says in my thing. I think I just got to delete them all and redo them. But I'll get you guys one of these days. Now we need to separate church and state. 100%. I know back in the 1800s, I'm learning about the Gilded Age. They were known as Know Nothing Group. They were secretive that hold info on other people in the USA. That's fair. I don't need it. Listen, Joe, I want to give you guys my wrench. Hold on. Well, that's not what I meant. I do. I'm okay with you guys having it. But I've noticed like kind of an uptick in my viewers since like it went away. So I'm kind of just taking it easy on it. Religion should not exist. I don't know about that. Listen, Derek, I think a lot of people... I'm going to miss presidential debates after... Yeah. No, I mean, Donald Trump made presidential debates fucking awesome. Like, you never knew what the guy was going to say. It was incredible. But here's the thing. Autism has been a thing for the majority of human history. It is now officially discovered in 1911. Tylenol was invented in 1951. Yeah, I mean, to call out Tylenol as a direct link, the idea is that, like, you know, maybe there's a connection in terms of... And look, trust me, I've done all the research. My sister has autism. Like... There is no direct link. There's no correlation between anything. Yeah, no, Lil Bro, having a guy as fucking insane and like, as like no nonsense and as entertaining would be fucking great. I will say one thing and leave it. Spiritually, my opinion is real. Greater myself. Religion is man-made. Books, beliefs. I'm kind of cool. Just awesome to folks. Yeah, Joe, I agree with you 100%. Like, every single book, like, I don't mean to get into it. I don't mean to crush religion, but, like, the Bible was written by somebody. Like, at the end of the day, like, you want to make fun of Scientologists for, like, you know, what's the book? What the fuck's the book? The book that Scientologists love. I can't think of it off the top of my head. But you want to get, like, all mad at them because, like, their religion is some book. We can get into that. But I think spiritually, for some people, having a religion, having the idea that, like, there's a plan for them down the road is a good thing. I'm not trashing religion. I'm just saying, like, when it gets mixed in with our politics, that's when things get fucking brutal. Read my comment. What'd you say, Connor? There's a trans dude at my school, and my dad made a joke about school shooters because they're all trans. Listen, they're not all trans. It's just, like, it's a bad... Not every single one of them, but it like there's been a few. I've taken Tylenol whenever I have a headache my whole life. I'm nowhere near autistic spectrum. My brother, who has never taken Tylenol, is much closer. A lot of churches are scams. I wouldn't say all of them. Like, there's a lot that do a lot of good. There's churches in my community that do great things for the community, do great things for the people that are in them. Like, I have no issues with churches. I have not like your local church. I like when I say that shit. When you talk about things, like when you talk about churches, the churches I have a problem with are like the ones Joel Osteen runs, the ones the televangelical ones that are on TV that are just making money off of people that are vulnerable. Because that's fucked up. Joel Osteen, the guy who's like a preacher, preaches God, all this shit, massive fucking hurricane, the perfect place to put all these people would be in his fucking mega church. Nope. Locks the doors and leaves. Goodbye. Fuck that guy. Like, that guy is the biggest piece of fucking you-know-what on the planet. The Bible was written by 40 men over 100 years, and it's most historically accurate book on the planet. It's a lot of... Listen, there's a lot of historically accurate shit in there. I'm aware, but, like... It doesn't... I'm not going to go there. Trans before your brain is nearly done developing is crazy. I think... It was wild, dude. This trans dude is 16. I'm 14. You know, I do think, like, at that age when you're, like... I don't think you're that young and fit. Like, okay, let me rephrase that because that could be taken way out of context. I think there gets to a point when you are in high school that, like, you know, you can start thinking about making your own decisions. Like I said it with Turning Point USA before being in schools. I don't think it should be there because I still think like you're too young to make any rash decisions like that. It's tough at that age. Are we talking about Osteen? Yeah, I was talking about him before, Fred, because I wanted to go back and like on. I basically was saying how like mega churches are the worst thing, like because I didn't want somebody misinterpreted what I was saying, that I said like churches suck. The churches that like take advantage of people suck. Hold on, I'm trying to find this real quick. Let me see something. The fuck happened to my chat, man? Oh, this is the chat box. Okay. Hide, unhide. Let's see if that worked. Maybe that came. They're all scam. The mega churches are a scam. Sorry, wait. The L was an accident, by the way. I didn't mean anything. Chelsea, no, I was saying the point of the joke. Oh. We all remember the difference between Caucasian and association with scientific cause. I said Caucasian causation. Sorry, I can't fucking read right now. That's a tough fucking typo to have right there, in my opinion. And reading causation and association. Yeah, absolutely, cause and effect. They're saying it. That's no, possibly link. Yeah, it's a link, but like there's no like direct correlation. That's the thing. Like I said, I've read almost everything in terms of autism because of my sister. And there's really no direct link yet that they found. Bro, these Cardinals are really going to pull this off? Fucking A, dude. I hope so. I honestly hope so. I got a text from somebody watching and they're like, I can't believe you just said Caucasian. Oh, no, that's not good at all. I can't do that again. Holy shit. I gotta get better at reading. I hope the Cardinals pull it off though. Ooh. Watch that 10%. I think they are the dumbest. Wait. What do you think about the people saying the rapture was gonna happen Tuesday? I remember like I remember the whole rapture thing. What was that? Like when I was in high, like 2012 there was a big rapture talk, or 2011. And ever since then I'm like, all right, whatever, man. Like it is what it is. We're never having a fucking rapture. It's not going to happen. Fuck. I have the game on. I'm giving my humble opinion. I have a degree in anatomy and biology, physiology, but I'm not a doctor or a neurologist. Neurologist. Jesus, I can't read it all right now. Yeah, I mean, Joe, listen, man. Everybody does their own like research like that. You just saying that, you're clearly more qualified to talk about this than I am. That's qualifications. That's good qualifications. I trust your opinion, even more than mine now. Whoever knows Flay that's watching, text him random shit. Hey, little bro. Fuck off. 2012 because the Mayan calendar ended? Yeah, the Mayan calendar ending. Well, 2011 there was a rapture also, goated. There was one the year before, before 2012, and I remember there was a big thing like, oh, we're really going to end the world before the world actually ends. Haha, like, shut the fuck up. Like, that sort of shit. Like, if I watch this game, it's so good. I got it on. I got it. It's on my phone. I just have the sound off because I'm pretty sure the NFL would fucking shoot me dead in my chair if they heard the game on in the background. The NFL doesn't fuck around with this shit. Yeah, man, I took the Cardinals tonight. Hell yeah. What'd you say, Will? I don't know. Just say it again next time, Will. Back in 8th grade, there was a trans that was a girl. It turned into a boy. They went in my gym class. Boys' locker room was... Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Well, like, the one issue that comes about with the whole trans movement and, like, look. Oh, fuck. How do they fuck up the kick? It's just, like... there is a real, like, thought that it could, like, become a predatorial thing. But, like, you should be whoever you want to be. I don't think there's anything wrong. One of my huge conservative style beliefs is transgender ideology is a mental illness. Wait, what did Jocelyn say? I'm agnostic. I feel like pretty. Leandro, my heaven will have 72 plates of bacon. Why can't I read anything Joe's saying? But watch this game. I got it on. The lie on TikTok saying the rapture is happening is bullshit. Yeah. Muhammad was a Mormon. He wanted multiple wives and used religion as an excuse. Don't ban me for that. Hey, look, I wouldn't ban anybody. I don't. I don't ban anybody. The only person I ever banned was the guy the other day who. There was one person the other day because he kept saying something that I was just like, it's a little too personal. But in the Bible, the rapture is God taking believers to heaven before the 7-year tribulation. But I don't know. I'm between agnostic and atheist. I think it's like that's pretty much like I think people confuse the two, but I think you're probably more agnostic. I feel like most are. Transgender people have gender dysphoria, but some dumbass people started to accept them rather than to help them. I think I'm a big believer. You want to go out and dress like a woman and you're a man, do it. Like, do whatever you want. I don't. That doesn't have any effect on me. The only reason I felt weirded out was because it was uncomfortable for me in the boys' locker room. See, that's what sucks about it being like. That's the issue that you got to have with it when it comes to your age and at your level is that everybody that's in a gym locker room at 14, 15, is starting to learn their bodies are a little bit uncomfortable in certain situations. And it's like, it's a tough age to be in a locker room like that. When you get thrown into a locker room at 13, 14, it's already complicated enough being around other people and like having to like undress and stuff. Now you add an element to that, it can be troubling. It can be troublesome for some. If they want gay pride out of schools, we need to take religion out of schools. So I agree. Listen, I think religion has to be out of schools. Religion being in schools is terrible. Snatch and Base, what's up, man? Spiritual agnostic. Some of my views lean atheist, but I'm mainly I get it. There's no gene in biology that makes someone transgender. I mean, go to that's like the scientifically, yes. Like you're totally right. I'm with you on that. I think like I think there's a lot of things like I can go into that I'll sound like not homophobic, but like I say things in terms of like, at the end of the day, biologically you're still whatever you were born as. But if you want to dress however you want, I don't have any issue with that. Teachers should teach, not parent. I agree. I'm with you on that. I'm totally with you on that. Like, pride and religion are two different things. They are. Like, gay pride and religion, 100%. For the most part. It's a similar concept, but two different things. Bro, don't you ever talk about Ginger Jesus like that? Sam Donald is him. Sam Donald is fucking popping off. He is popping off right now. I said earlier that, like, in the big moment, in big primetime situations, he pisses himself, but he's fucking kicking ass right now. Math, English, stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. Teachers need to teach the basic fundamentals of life to get you to a spot where you can prepare for the next step in your life. That's what it comes down to. When teachers start like pushing their beliefs and pushing their own narratives, that's when things get dangerous because teachers are shaping the next generation of kids. That's the problem I have with teachers that are like talking politics, teachers that are talking religion. Stuff like that can never happen in the fucking classroom. Myers is fucking up the field goal. Religion should never be in school unless unless you go to like a private school. If you go to like a St. Anthony's or like, a Catholic school, yeah, then that's what you're signing up for. Because at home their parents suck. Sadly, too many teachers have to parent. You're right. There are situations where teachers have to be both. I'm talking in terms of fundamental beliefs. Teachers shouldn't be pushing kids like that. But there are times where teachers have to step in because the parents are awful. Like, there's a lot of people out there that are parents that shouldn't be. Exactly, they need to remain professional. Yeah, for the most part. I'm like I said, I'm talking in terms of like when you talk like religion, politics. No teacher should be doing shit like that. What'd you say? How can the same people who identify as different genders not define what a man or because it's true. Like you're right on that. It's like it doesn't have any scientific. There's no scientific realization of that. So you're right. Like, it doesn't make sense scientifically. It's a mental thing where people, like, they feel like they're trapped in the wrong body. I don't have any issue with that. Do whatever you want. Dress however you want. That's what I'll say. But, like, the biggest thing ever is, like, men playing women's sports now. Like, transgender female, like, people who are born male playing female sports. That's biologically ridiculous. And that's one of the fucking most insane things ever. This is why I supported CRT being taught in school. Yeah. The liberal teachers are so annoying. The conservative teachers just... Yeah, I mean... Like, what are you talking about, like, liberal teachers? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do they say? You got it. And the Hawks win. Damn, that would have been fun. I would have signed up for some overtime. All right. Hand up. I was wrong about Sam Darnold. Pride and religion are two different things. Most religions say pride is a sin, while pride says do whatever. Yeah, I mean, no, it is two different things. I agree with you. 100% low, bro. But it's like a somewhat similar concept. Bro, I can't swallow. Dude, strep throat's the worst thing ever. I'm with you on that. I start drinking this because I'm not gonna stay on here too long tonight. We're gonna hit one more workout because I just need to fucking move. I do have one viewer out there right now that keeps texting me. There's somebody with my own personal number. Christian religion says damn near everything is a sin and contradicts itself 10,000 times. Again, everybody's entitled to their own religion. Everybody's entitled to their own beliefs. I just don't like when it gets put into schools. That's it. Especially public schools. Public schools, there's people that, there's people of many different walks of life. And it's just not the right thing. Let's see. That's why I use IG. That's why I use Instagram. Wait. Hold on. The liberal teachers try and influence the kids, but the conservative teachers just crack jokes. I mean, I think, yeah, you're probably right. Like if you're talking about it from a perspective of like stereotyping, yeah, you're more likely to have the liberal teachers probably pushing the agenda, but they both do. Like they both in their own way, even if they don't know they're doing it. Like there was a kid in school down here that literally identified as a girl to get into the girls' locker room and watch them change. Again, little bro, that's the one fundamental issue that I have with like the transgender movement. It's one that you got like biological men playing women's sports, which is insane. And two, it does create like kind of a predatory side to it, where like somebody who is a predator, who is looking to do something like that, has a chance to take advantage of it now, and that's not good. Cardinal jerseys are tough. What does tough mean? It means tough. It means TOUGH. That's why I use Instagram. Instagram's the best. I mean, school gives you knowledge of what they want you to know, but what about life knowledge about how to survive in the real world, like survival? I mean, well, I agree. I think there's plenty of classes that you take in school and like you go through school, like high school and stuff. They're teaching you shit that like, it's not really going to help you in the rest of your life. Like there's things they're not teaching you, like, taxes and all this shit. Like there's things that school should teach you that they don't, and you're not very well prepared for life afterwards. And I've said that for years. Like there's like every time there's like elective classes, like I look back on the electives I took, like there's an elective I took that was about like the map of New York City. Like why are they letting me do something like that? They should be having me take a class on like, business, like shit like that. The elective classes are when things like, oh, like a cooking class is great. Like home economics is great. Like shit like that. But like, why am I taking a class on New York City? Why is that even an option? Like the history of New York City, who cares? Like, I can fucking Google that on my own time. Want to hear a story? Sure. I had a PE teacher in middle school who tried to get us to do morning prayers, public school, by the way. Yeah, it's a teacher that shouldn't be there. Somebody who does shit like that and tries to push their own agenda, push their own fucking religion, should never happen. Not in public schools, not as a teacher. Their defense is good. Arizona's got a good defense. Kyler Murray just sucks. Before a football game, I said a pregame prayer, and after the prayer, a butterfly was right on me. Connor, that's great. Like, if that's what you want to do, and that's what you did, that's amazing. And that's an amazing story that the butterfly landed on you. I think that's awesome. That's like, spiritually, you had like a little bit of an awakening there. I think that's great. I think for you, that's awesome, man. I take architecture and art as my electives. That's great. Connor, that's smart. Take the electives that are going to help you out in life. I took fucking cities. I learned about New York City. Guess what? I don't even fucking live there. I go there like once a month, maybe. Like why did I need to know all this shit? Like half the time I'm there anyway, I can't even fucking drive or see straight. So like the Uber driver just brings me to wherever I gotta go. Marvin Harrison Jr. did much better today. That's good. That's why I do Boy Scouts. See, Boy Scouts gives you good survival skills. History as a whole subject is fucking stupid. I don't know as a whole subject. I think there's too many different history classes. I think history is good to like learn about the history of the world and like, knowledge of stuff that has happened. I think it's all good. The fact that there's like a million different history classes and like, I think it can get a little bit complicated. History is just like knowing and like, there's no applying yourself in history. It's more so just like knowing the information and sticking it there. But I think history is a good thing to know. What about the games you lost? Architecture is boring as hell, so I'm taking archery next semester for the hell of it. I mean, archery is a cool thing if you want to be hunting, but like architecture will get you farther in life. I'll say that. But don't take subjects like don't take something like architecture if it's ruining your grades. Also, like that's a catch-22. I said like, why am I learning about New York City? It was the easiest fucking class, and I got 100 in it. So like, it was a free fucking grade. It set me up to go to college and not use my fucking degree. Do I like Sam Darnold? I love Sam Darnold. He's my guy. Architecture is ruining my grades. Then don't take it. Then don't set yourself up like that. I like Sam Darnold. I don't think he's very good. Well, I thought in prime. I think he's good. I didn't think he was going to be good in prime time. Kind of always shits himself in prime time. That's all I'm saying. Fit Crunch. Not an ad, by the way. In case you're wondering why I'm eating a chocolate bar, it's a protein bar. I'm now realizing eating something that's chewy and has peanut butter in it probably isn't the best way to do a stream, so I'm not going to take another bite for a little bit. Let me wash this down. That was just stupid. That was just a bad decision. All my college professors were left-leaning, especially my English classes and economics classes too. They showed us different ways to know if information was accurate or not when they're doing research. College, you see that a lot. College, like, people are a little bit more, the professors are a little bit more, like, pushing narratives and stuff. That's normal. It's college. At that age, you could probably make your own decision. You could probably look at it as, like once you get to college, you're going to be exposed to it a ton. And that's probably where you learn, like, what side, like, whether you lean conservative, liberal. Like, I went to a super fucking liberal college. Like, my college was insanely liberal. But didn't affect me. I was just like, not that I'm saying it's a bad thing. Like, I stayed right down that middle. They had Donald Trump at a rally in fucking Plattsburgh, right? So I went to Plattsburgh State University. Little fucking small college, upstate New York. Trump had a rally there. I think it was 2016. And I went because it was like a piece of history. I was like, you know, even if Hillary Clinton came for a rally, I probably would have went to that too. Like, it was just like, I had the opportunity. We got tickets. Like, everybody at the university got tickets. So I was like, fuck it. Like, I'm going for this. It's a piece of history when a presidential candidate comes to a town. Like, I just had a shot. The job of a teacher when teaching a touchier subject is rather going in from a third perspective. Absolutely. I did it again. I ate the fucking bar and now I can't talk. 2016, I voted for Trump. I went Trump, Biden, Trump. I'm not saying I'm 100% in terms of voting, but I'm 100% in terms of voting. I've never lost an election in the presidential elections. It's 2012. I voted for Obama. Wasn't Kyler Murray the next superstar? What happened? I mean, he was the number one overall pick. But my physics teacher just got the title professor. He's a high school teacher. Nice. How do you get professor? I went to college in red states, and it's crazy how liberal and left-leaning they were. I feel like a lot of colleges are left-leaning. Like, I think a lot of people that go to college, like, I feel like that's a very normal thing. Never lost. I never lost. I'm just saying, if any presidential candidate coming up wants my vote, like, you know, no, I would never do that. It's too important. You know, wet the beak a little bit. I'm 3-0. 4-0, excuse me. I voted Obama too. Bro can't see over the line. Yeah. He can't see over, like, any sort of quick pass, it gets deflected because he's too small. Are you going to take the belt to the imaginary Mets playoff game? You mean the Mets playoff game? You mean the first three out in LA? Or the first two, excuse me? Yeah, let's trust that Flay dude. He's been 100% accurate. Exactly. Listen, at the end of the day, you want to look at somebody that knows, like, I'm apparently I just back winners, dude. I don't know. I got nothing. Kyler Murray had a few good seasons and has become sucky. I think teams figured out how to stop him. What'd you say? Well, I feel that whoever a girl dates, when a scout, that we all said, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you get lost in the woods, for sure. Dodgers win when they have to win division champ. What? Dodgers win when they have to win division champs again. Yeah, listen, Mike. I'm just saying, in a couple days, you might have a buzzsaw coming out to fucking Los Angeles, baby. The best left-handed power hitter you've ever seen in your entire life, Juan Soto. I'm just saying, we'll go about this. Who knows? Maybe I'll be there. Smile one more time. I'm almost. You're fucking such. You're so fucked up, dude. Jesus Christ. Come on, man. We've been having such a good fucking time here. Why you gotta do that, bro? Mike's our only weakness is Tanner fucking Scott and our shitty bullpen. Now we got Clayton Goat Kershaw, Roki, forkballing, throwing 100-mile-per-hour bombs, and Emmett Sheehan. Yeah. All it takes is one swing from that golden goose that plays right field for us. Judge is winning AL MVP. I think Aaron Judge should win the AL MVP. I'm with you on that. Maybe that's probably the hottest take I have all night because I know people are like, give it to Cal Raleigh. I understand how important the position of catcher is. I understand all that. You know, I think if you wanted to, the award for what it is, like most valuable to their team, I think that's Cal Raleigh. The problem is the MVP award is given to the best player in the league, and it's Aaron Judge. It's 100% been Aaron Judge. It still is. Did you see how terrible Russell Wilson played on Monday? Awful. Russell Wilson, I'm pretty sure he was point shaving. I'm not even kidding. Well, I'm not going to read that name out loud because anybody could just clip that and make me look like a racist, but the big first baseman from the the A's, is going to win AL Rookie of the Year. In no planet, no galaxy, no universe, no anything should Aaron Judge win MVP. Why is that? Other than home runs, he's statistically better than Cal Raleigh at everything. It actually would be insane. They would literally be giving it to Cal Raleigh just because it would be the cooler thing to do. Dang if I already started a screen record and you didn't say it. Yeah, Connor, I'm sure. I wasn't going to do that. I'm not Shohei Ohtani MVP again for sure. You're going to be a dad? Let's go. Yeah, Ohtani's definitely winning MVP. The second Ohtani could step on a mound and pitch, like I don't think Ohtani, like I guess that the other people in the race weren't strong enough to beat Ohtani last year, but with what he's doing this year and pitching at a high level, Ohtani's absolutely the MVP, and nobody will ever come close. Little and probably the best defensive catcher in the league. Cal Raleigh is just as impactful. Average. See, goated. I agree with you. I'm with you on all those because my take on Cal Raleigh is if you're given the award for what it says, most valuable player, Cal Raleigh has a much higher WAR. I don't even think that's true. I actually think Aaron Judge has a higher WAR than him, but I'll look. I'm pretty sure Aaron Judge has a higher WAR. If that changed recently, that changes my opinion. Yeah, no, Aaron Judge's WAR is far higher. It's a full 2 points higher. I had to look for myself. Let's go Seahawks. How you feeling, Coop? This dude at work smelled like ass and body odor so bad. It was burning our noses and it smelled... Oh, God. That's horrible. At work, like, you should just tell people. You fucking smell like shit, dude. But yeah, go to... Judge's WAR is 2 points higher than Cal Raleigh's. Like, that's how, like, insane of a year Aaron Judge is having again. That, like, you know, we're talking about how great of a year Cal Raleigh's having. He's honestly not even in the ballpark that Judge is. Now, again, if we're talking most valuable, if the award was for what it was, WAR is a dumbass stat anyways, too. It is. For the most part, like, WAR is really only a good stat because it calculates defense, too. It calculates the defensive metric. Like, when you look at two players who are very similar statistically, offensively, WAR kind of tells you which guy is better. It is a smart stat. It's more so a stat to, like, you know, to marginalize two players. Like a guy like, I'll talk about WAR real quick. Like, a guy like Luis Ariz is the ultimate example of why WAR can be flawed at times. Because that guy has, like, no WAR. Like, his WAR is very low. like this is like who's better, Nikola Jokic averaging 30-point triple double or some player averaging 35 with lower rebounds and assists but elite defense. Who are you saying is who there, Goated? Because Nikola Jokic sounds like Aaron Judge, and Cal Raleigh sounds like the 35 with lower rebounds and assists. Luis Arias proves why average is meaningless. Well, Luis Arias proves why WAR can be like flawed sometimes. Because Luis Arias is a solid player. He's not very valuable because he doesn't do anything that good other than hit singles. Jokic is Judge and Cal is 35 guy. I figured. Like, it's not a completely meaningless statistic, WAR, but Luis Arias is the ultimate example of why that stat, sometimes doesn't have the full story of a player. He's an average player. Hi, how big is your little tiny dick, motherfucker? I'm pretty sure that's fucking Low Bro, and he just went on another account. Because he's got like 9 different personalities. But, How well do you think the Lakers will do this year? I think the Lakers are going to be okay. LeBron James is old. Isn't catcher harder precision to play? And then he hit 60 home runs. 100%. Well, anyway, back to the Lakers. LeBron's a year older. I think the Lakers are going to be like a middle ground West team. Probably not going to win a title, but we'll see they'll go as far as Luka Doncic takes them. Will you please look at my apology comment? What'd you say? I didn't see what you said, Will. I'm sorry. I don't know why, Will's. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I see. No, you're good, Will. Don't worry about it, man. No, Mike, you're right. The catching is absolutely harder than playing the outfield. I'm not disagreeing with you there. I think WAR sometimes fucks up catchers too, which is why in this situation it's impossible. Like, I think if the wards were closer, you could make the case for Cal Raleigh. It's absolutely a harder position. It's a more important position on the field, which is why I don't understand why WAR doesn't calculate catchers better. Problem is, Aaron Judge has been very, very good and significantly better. Ron was going to finish third in the MVP if he didn't get... Listen, Goated, I'm saying LeBron James is old. He's older. The problem is... Yeah. I'm just getting rid of this. You're fucking taking a hike, buddy. But my thing with hold on. This guy's getting the boot tonight. I don't give the boot very often, but if you want to do shit like this, you're getting the 24-hour boot. He'll be back on his other account. Don't worry. He'll be here in a second. I'm sure of it. What did I miss? I can't wait. The fucking story is old as time. I swear people throw around the word stat pad like it's insane to me that people go Braun does stat pad. What is he supposed to do? Stat pad, calling something stat padding is the stupidest thing ever. It's incredibly dumb. And I'm sorry to attack you here, Jocelyn. Saying something is stat padding is so ridiculous because you still got to grab the rebound. You still got to get the assist. It's not like they're just letting him. All he said was no. There's guys that like stat padding. Why? Because he plays to the final whistle. What do you call stat padding? The whole thing with Russell Westbrook was, they said it. The Oklahoma City Thunder, they've come out for years saying that, with Russell Westbrook, it was, I always want to say Russell Wilson. The offense would move quicker when he just grabbed farming points is crazy. Who's farming points? Oh, well, that's the thing. You got to take advantage of who you're playing. If you have easy buckets, take the easy buckets. I don't think they're stat padding at all. But Russell Westbrook, they would have him grab rebounds because it made their offense, it made their transition offense just move quicker because they always wanted the ball in his hands. The idea was Russell Westbrook, anytime he was around the rim, the guys would get out of the way and start going down the court because they want the ball in his hand anyway. It would take an extra half a second. It was all analytics with that, with Russell Westbrook. Judge leads in WAR batting average hits. Aaron Judge is hitting 3 home runs and is going to win a batting title. Do you understand how crazy that is? Do you understand how absolutely mentally insane that is? That Aaron Judge just... how the fuck did this... Who has all these accounts? That's the thing. I get it that Cal's a catcher. I understand that. It is crazy. 100% goated. If it was closer, I would give the nod to Cal. I'm telling you, I don't think it's that close. Like, Aaron Judge is about to win a batting title and hit 53 home runs. That is insane. That's absurd. The outfielder equivalent to Cal's number is quite literally 85 home runs. I get it. He's a catcher. I understand that it's hard to catch and hit like that. It takes a toll on your body. But the numbers don't lie. You know, you don't get brownie points because you're a catcher. It doesn't work. It's definitely, I know it's low, bro. I don't, not in terms of the voters, not in the mind of the voters. I wouldn't give the brownie points to a catcher. I get how hard it is. I think, like I said, if I think it was a closer race, if I thought the stats were even closer, I'd give it to Cal Raleigh because I think he's been the most important player to his team. Do you realize how hard it is to be a catcher compared to a center fielder? Yes, I did both. I played baseball my whole life. I understand. I caught from the time when I was 11 till I was 17. I was a catcher. I know how hard it is to be a catcher. I know how much like a mental toll it is, like how much locked into the game you got to be. I understand all that. And he's the best defensive catcher in the league. I totally get it. I understand. He like, again, if the award was given to what it says, like most valuable player to his team, Cal Raleigh wins the MVP 100%. The problem is the most valuable player goes to the best player in both leagues, and it's been Aaron Judge. You look like Cal Raleigh. Fair. I've actually heard that before. That's actually not the first time. Shockingly. That's funny. You realize how good a defensive catcher... I get it. No, I totally understand, Conan. I understand that the catching position is very important. Like, I understand how much it impacts the team. It impacts the whole roster. If the race was closer, I would definitely give it to him. Don't say anything crazy. Yeah, Nathan's here. But guys, I am gonna hop off for the night. I might come back later. I might come back on in a little bit. There's a couple things I want to do. I got to take out my trash and shit. I just took my pre-workout, so I'm gonna do a little workout quick. I'll probably be back here if I'm back around like I don't know 1:30. I apologize if you guys were enjoying the conversation.